All right. Well, guys, I have something a little different today. We have a special guest speaker today, and I just want to tell you a little bit about him before. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I have the unique privilege of being a chaplain for a minor league baseball team called the Lakewood Blueclaws. What? They're in the Philadelphia Phillies organization, and if it's any surprise, this isn't. His name is Tim Carver. He is from Arkansas, and I want to tell you a little bit about what I like. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about what I like about Tim. Is this past week we had something called Faith Night at the ballpark, and it was really cool. There was Christian music playing all night, and beforehand we got to have a quick talk where Tim and one of the other ball players got to talk and just share about their faith. And it was really cool hearing Tim's testimony about where God has brought him through life and through baseball. And so I asked him if he would take some time this morning to talk to us and tell you a little bit about his life and baseball and everything that it's meant to him. And another thing I like about Tim is a lot of guys on the Blueclaws, they're not big smilers. You can just tell, anyone who's been to a game, you can just kind of see they're more serious and they don't all hustle. And Tim is the exact opposite of that. And I like that about Tim a lot. He's out there, he's smiling a lot when he's turning double play. He turned a great double play yesterday. He scored from first yesterday. It was awesome, really great game. But he's also one of the first guys out there every single inning. He's out there sprinting to his position at shortstop. He's a starting shortstop for the Lakewood Blueclaws. And that same yesterday, hitting a single into right field. And the guys, if you'll help me welcome Tim Carver.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play a quick trivia game. Tim, where are you from?
Arkansas.
All right. We have T-shirts of the Lakewood Blueclaws. Tim, you want to model those for us?
Yeah, sure. There we go.
Very nice. Beautiful. All right, first question. Does anyone know where Arkansas is?
Yes. Right above Louisiana.
What's that?
It's right above Louisiana. What? No, not me.
Not you.
What did Jacob say?
Come on, it's right there. It's right there.
Well, which one is Louisiana?
Louisiana's right next to Texas, right there.
Which one's Texas?
The yellow. There's the big giant blue one is Texas.
Tim?
The yellow one is.
Is that right?
The yellow one is Louisiana. Right above it is Arkansas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. You got it.
Right.
That's the first one. You got to him. There you go. Sure.
Boom. Thank you.
All right, here, you want to ask the next one?
Yeah.
Top one?
Yeah.
What famous worldwide company started in Arkansas? Actually.
No, not him. A student that will fit into a medium.
Repeat the question. Somebody go get the answer.
The question was, what famous worldwide company started in Arkansas? Not Hannah.
I guess you've been there a lot.
You've been there a lot? No, now everyone can whisper it.
Tia has it. I got it.
Hannah was, what was it?
It was Walmart.
It was Walmart, that's correct.
Boom.
Good job. Now they have two
Connolly's
plus
are sweeping it.
family.
Connolly's are
Well
sweeping
done.
it.
Yeah, Tim, you can get the next one.
What is the University of Arkansas mascot? Like
University?
College, the university.
Stop giving it away, Joe. University of Arkansas mascot.
A bird.
Ben?
Yeah, actually.
What did you say? A hog, yeah. I'm amazed they even called it that. I would have called it a pig. Very good. There you go. Good job, Tim.
Thanks. All right.
No, it's a medium. We got a couple others. Now we have some baseball signed by Tim.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm in this now.
Already got it. Which one?
What president was from Arkansas? Oh! Nope. Can't win twice. Tretheway?
Huh? Oh, now the pressure. What if I don't know it?
Let's see it. Huh? Bill Clinton is right, yeah.
Ah,
There you go.
sweet.
Tim also, that's our lead passer. That's good. That's good. That's Tretheway. All right, so guys, Tim's going to share for just a little while, and then afterwards, Joe and our sister is going to come up and they're going to do a little question and answer back and forth. So if you guys have questions that might arise while he's speaking, feel free to ask him. But take it away.
All right, awesome. I mean, this is awesome. You guys happy to wake up today and be here, celebrate this good day. Good deal. No answers. That's cool. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm excited to be here. There's a lot more rules. I'm not used to having everything kind of set out for me. Just show up and kind of go through things as they come at me. Like you said, I'm Tim Carver. I was born in California. moved to Arkansas and when I was kindergarten. I can't really remember what age that is anymore. I guess I should because my nieces just started. But so I moved there in kindergarten, and I was raised there. About 3 years in, I lost my brother. It kind of shut down like our family's communication. And whenever things happen, we don't ever really talk about it. Just kind of sweep it under the rug, and I really don't even remember what exactly happened to him. That's how little that we talked about it. So that I feel like that kind of might be the start of what's getting me to where I am today. Is that I was always trying to wonder what else is out there. Just another 3 years went by. I moved back to California. My dad was with a company that had us move back, and I was there for a year. I went to a Christian school where when I was raised, I guess there wasn't real big push for trying to grow towards Jesus and get my relationship with Him to where it is. Whenever I was at this Christian school, I wasn't really there for the Christian reason. I think they had the intentions for it to be, I'm going to a Christian school, I'll be learning about it, but it was more sports related. We were trying to get the sports programs at the school better. We were trying to always get the sports programs better, and I kind of feel like that I needed to grow towards Christ more. And I mean, we did good in basketball, so. But, after that, we came back to Arkansas. After that year, my dad stayed there for 8 months. He came back at Christmas, so that was fun. It was hard. It was during 9/11 time. It was actually, he was in California, and we were home. And I guess he told me once that he called me later that night, but I don't remember. I got sleep talking or something, and he asked me if it affected me. And the next day he asked me this, and I was like, no, it doesn't affect me, because that's kind of how we were. If something was wrong, we didn't talk about it. But he said the night before that, I actually said that it did affect me. It was something that got to me a little bit. So I think that's something that's kind of big. That if I'm asleep and I say, why can't I talk about it when I'm awake? But that builds up to about 2 years ago. Me and my father, we got along great. We did everything. Me and my family got along great. Don't think that it wasn't like that. We were always there for each other if something was wrong. If we ever actually did need something, we did all we could for each other. So it's not like we just weren't even a family. But 2 years ago, I lost my dad December 23rd, which that makes it real hard. Even the time where family's supposed to be the closest, it's another time where there was another halt. This last 2 Christmases just weren't like they used to be. We used to travel back and forth to California and Arkansas even when I was in California living there. We traveled back here and here, back there, depending on where we were living. And we had a big family Christmas in California. And that was always the biggest memories that I have with my family. But one of those years, my dad's brother lost his son, and after that happened, we quit going there, which was another sign that whenever something happens, instead of bringing the family together, it kind of pushed us apart. So yeah, I lost my father, and that was probably the darkest time in my life. I was hanging out with the wrong people, doing the wrong stuff. Kind of things that, it was in my early college career. High school, they're all confusing times as it is, let alone the person that you go to guidance just left. Not only that, the person that has taught you everything that you like baseball-wise, anything that ever happened, he was always there. He's at every game on the road, he was always there. And then now it's just gone. That's real hard. And I never really realized how much of a father that I had, even when he was here, that I wasn't on earth, that he was in heaven. Our God is awesome. If anyone doesn't have a father, if you do, that's awesome. But if not, I mean, he's there for you too. Like, the love that he shows for us is just incredible. And kind of what shows us that is Romans 6:23. It's kind of a verse that I always use if I'm trying to. If someone asks me, kind of what's the Bible like? What's the main thing in it? I kind of refer to this because the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I think that's awesome because a wage is something that we earn. Yet we earn death because of sin. And I mean, He died for us knowing that we were going to be sinning. He died for us to clear us of all the stuff that we did. When He was on earth, we persecuted Him and just annihilated. If it was us, we would not be able to handle this at all. But He did it for us. It's kind of hard to explain just how much love it takes for Him to do that. And it's just awesome. I mean, this all gives us the choice of happiness. I mean, that's kind of a big jump. I mean, from death to happiness. But the gift is just causes pure joy. I mean, the gift of eternity, we can't even think how far eternity is. Everyone in here, no matter how old or young or whatever, we all think that we're old. But eternity is something that you can't even put your mind around. It's forever. And that's just huge. And that leads up to the happiness, the joy, the waking up every day. It says that on Fridays that happiness goes up, tends to happen on Monday because we wake up dreading the whole week. I mean, everyone knows, thank God it's Friday, TGIF. But, I mean, it should be TGIM, TGIW, TGIS, Sunday. Every day you should be waking up just thankful for the gift that we've been given this day, this sunlight. It's beautiful, probably 75, 80 degrees outside. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. And it's just, it doesn't matter what circumstance you're in, what kind of challenges you're facing, you always have the choice that I'm going to choose the better half. I'm not going to bring me down and probably people around me down, because there's going to be people around you that have the same feeling. But if you're the one that's like, no, you know what, there is good. There's something more out here than just what I'm dealing with right now. So, I mean, I have a friend named Kyle Atkins who was pretty much there for me. At first, when I met him, I was like, he's real, trying to like love me, and I was kind of like stand off. He tried to give me a hug. I think he was just trying to like break down some barrier. He doesn't really do it anymore, so I was like, I don't really know if there's something else going on, but he's a great person. Kyle Atkins, he's been praying for me since the day he met me, and that's something I didn't find out about until whenever I called him asking, and him showing me this verse, the Romans 6:23. He prayed for me because he said that he could just see something, and that it's kind of what I'm trying to. He kind of gave me the push that you read in Timothy 1, or 1 Timothy, the book in that. If you haven't read that and learned it, that's something that really from high school and college is a good thing to get pushing, because I mean he wasn't ever real worried about a cool thing to do, you know. You're not going to please everybody. You're never going to, I mean, you'll be able to please the main group, and you're still not going to be pleasing everybody. So why not just please God in everything you do? Because He's the only one that you're ever going to really have to like profound or profess to later on anyways. I had another friend, his name was Kellen Summers, in high school. He was the Bible banger, or whatever that people call it these days. And I mean, at that time, I didn't really hang out with him. Not a whole lot of people did. He played baseball, but I mean, that's all he really did with that. When he played baseball, went home, and we're like, what's he doing? I mean, we never really understood what he was doing. I mean, why don't you want to be popular? Why don't you want to know everybody? I mean, mean, but what I come to find out these days is he wasn't working towards being popular with us. I mean, everyone knew who he was. Everyone knew he was a great person, but I mean, he knew that there was more to it, and he was working towards the crown of righteousness. And I think that for me, whenever I talk about that, like, it gives me the chills. The crown of righteousness. It just makes me want to I don't know. There's something about that I just want that. I mean, I think it's awesome. There's encouragement. That's the next thing I'm gonna get to. Encouragement is something that really you should try to find someone and just lift them, because it says not to try to live to impress other people, but kind of live for other people, like try to help them out. Thessalonians 5:11, encourage one another and build each other up. Encourage in itself is to move forward. You're trying to get someone else around you to move forward, move towards the goal. And there's kind of a story. This one guy came home from college one summer. He went to his mom's beauty shop, and as he walked in, he noticed this lady with her, whatever they're called, perm thing. She had that thing on, and she's just staring at him. So he smiles and he's hey, he's feeling kind of weird. And her name is Ruth Green. She says, here, grab me a pen and a piece of paper. She writes something down. She says, you're going to influence a lot of people one day. You're going to be in front of millions of people. And from that day, he kept that. And that happens to be Denzel Washington, which I'm sure everyone in here knows who that is, an Academy Award winner. And he says to this day he still carries that because it showed that someone believed in him. And it just shows how much just one little thing can change the course of everything. So 75% of inmates were told that they were going to end up in jail, that they weren't going to do something better. But what if that one person came by and told them that, you know, maybe there is something, maybe you are going to be awesome, maybe you can be something great, you know, you never know what could have come out of that. But now they're trying to have to figure this stuff out on their own. Kind of the last story that I'm going to share is there's a principal in California. He did a study. The people didn't know that it was a study at the time. He had, I think it was like top 10 teachers and top 90 students. They told them that they were the best teachers and the students were all the smartest kids, highest IQs, most creative, everything. And they were the cream of the crop, top 30% of everything. And it showed that everything from there on out, that they increased 30% in what's it called? The stuff that they learned. What word am I looking for?
Retention.
I don't know, but the academics, everything was accelerated. It sped up 30% more. And so all those teachers and students were pretty amazed to find out that that was just a study that they showed that just because that they had the positive thinking that they were the top people, that pushed them mentally to do more. And everyone around them just became more enthused with it. Whenever you have that positive mindset, you wake up every day thinking, I'm going to do something great today, then you probably are going to end up doing something better than if you wake up, oh man, just another day, I don't want to have to get up. No, I get to get up. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, I had a terrible game. I was getting out. Oh man, I remember reading something earlier that day, and I was like, God, I know what I read, but it's hard to say it, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to go over today. Thanks for helping me make that error, because I get the opportunity to do that. But so, like the students, I I want to say that I believe that you guys are all the smartest, brightest, creative, talented, generous, happy bunch in here. And if you can, just go spread it, just spread it. Just make it a disease that just creates it. Whenever people see you, they just know that you're the light in the darkness. You know whenever someone is, and I want you guys to all be that. All right. Thank you for letting me share today.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know, the thing that struck me about your talk was baseball is a game of failure.
Yeah.
I mean, the greatest baseball player who ever lived, Michael Joseph Piazza of New York Mets. Thank you. The greatest baseball player who ever
Play for the
played.
Dodgers?
He batted 360 for his career. 36 times he succeeded.
Yeah.
74% of the time, 64% of the time he failed. I mean, does your faith play into your daily, like you just said, you thank God for letting me make that error, thank God for letting me go over.
Yeah.
I mean, you fail more times than you succeed, even if you're the best player I've ever played.
Yeah. I mean, just from that alone, yeah, like you said, Hall of Famers can succeed 30% of the time. I mean, if you don't have a good foundation, just like anything, whenever there's some turbulence, some wind, it's going to knock you over. And it takes a long time to rebuild that, and you better be building on the right foundation the next time, or it's just going to be I remember whenever I was doing bad, whenever I didn't have a good foundation, and it's just way worse. You can see it in other people. You can just tell their posture's always sagging, and they're always miserable at the park. I mean, like you said, a lot of people don't smile, but I mean, they probably do a little bit more than you know. It's just when they're playing, but yeah, I mean, you need that good foundation.
Is being a person of faith something weird in the clubhouse? I mean, to other guys, how do your teammates respond to you?
Yeah, I mean, every people always think stuff's weird whenever they don't really understand it. So there's a lot of people that they understand. No one ever criticizes you for it really, unless they're trying to get you to go out with them or something. Which I mean, it's always hard to say no, but it's just something that you're trying to do something else than that. So, but I mean, yeah, I mean, you're always gonna be looked at a little different. But once they understand it, there'll be a day that comes whenever they're laying there in bed and they're like, "Dang, he was right."
How's it been being in New Jersey as opposed to Arkansas?
It's a little different. I mean, you don't we get to at least pump our own gas in Arkansas. We take a few more left turns. Just the little things like that.
Our senior president has been here for a year, and 4 of his first 5 messages were about jug handles.
Yeah, they drive me nuts.
Very true.
Does anybody have any questions for Tim before we wrap up with small groups? Somebody had a question. Fox, will you go on this something? Yes, Park Smith.
Yeah, you mentioned baseball was your guy in your bio, and then you went through something where it wasn't.
I didn't say it was my guy.
Well, your religion.
Yes.
Your religion.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's something, I guess, there's a lot of stuff I probably missed that I wanted to say. People often ask, what's your religion? And, I mean, kind of what it is baseball. That's what I do every day. What you really want is you want to build a relationship with Christ. You don't want to just say, this is my religion. You want to practice this every day, which would turn into a religion. But you want to get a good relationship. It's all about your quiet time. There's, I think, 15 minutes in a day, and if you can give up just one of those, I mean, it seems small, but it's a lot harder than you think. I mean, I'm sure if you tried every day, it wears on you, but you really should try. Just give up one 15-minute interval and just spend time with Him and just reflect. And it's crazy. I can tell in myself on the days that I miss just by how I feel the next day.
It's cool. One of the greatest things I've ever heard about faith is by Bono, the late singer of U2, said religion is what happens when God leaves the room, but faith is a relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
And so it's a really cool point. Park, do you follow up?
Yeah, if I can follow up with that. At one point you said that was primary in your life, but then something changed and the struggle that you went through there, and all of a sudden God became more important in your life than baseball. How do you manage that tension in your life when you love something so much, but you're a believer?
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Whenever, idolatry is probably one of the biggest things out there that's one of the biggest sins, but it's one of the hardest things to do. Because whenever you really like something, I mean, you really want to do what you can to get that. And it's really hard to put in perspective, but if you just keep the faith, that's really all I can do is just keep praying, and eventually it'll just come out of it. And there's some times when at the beginning, whenever you don't really want to be a full Christian. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you got the Christians, and then you got the Christians.
And then there's the Christians.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't want to be the confusing Christian that claims Christianity, but you see them at the clubs later, or what the parties, or I'm not sure what you guys are doing, but
nobody here is going to a club, right? Nobody, right, Sophia?
Yes.
Samantha, do you have a question? I'm sorry. Did I see your hand go up?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you guys get to go to church as like a team? Do you guys ever have that?
As a team, no.
So you just go by yourself, like team?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Lance comes in, like you said, he does a good job. But I mean, how many people we had? 2 or 3? I mean, not many people.
2 or 3 guys out of 24
Yeah.
guys.
So that's kind of a push. Like,
But it's really cool that the organization makes sure there's a chaplain there for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome that they do that for us. So that's good. But I mean, that's kind of like my personal goal. My personal goal is to try to get more people there. So,
Chris.
Yeah. So your team goes to like a different church, like they all are scattered around in different churches, and you go to like a different church.
A lot of people don't go to church at all. I mean, we work 7 days a week. A lot of times on the road. I mean, I was so excited to be able to come here today. There's not a lot of times that we get a chance to, but that's why the personal time is so important to me right now. If I don't have that, then I'd lose it, because whenever we're traveling, I mean, it's real hard.
Cool. So do we have one more question we have time for? Jacob, Willie, Lucas, Nathan, anybody have a question for?
His first home run.
Yeah. So we had a first professional home run a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And it was a
grand slam.
A grand slam! That is really cool. Well, thank you so much to Tim Carver for coming to see us.